Hello and welcome to Engine Adventures off-road review of this 2021 Z71 Tahoe. Z71 package adds a bit of ground clearance by, well, having air suspension that you can raise. Right now it's in the off-road 1 setting or slightly increased, and then there's another one that's the highest setting, of course, and then your normal mode. Normal mode seems to be even higher than the standard like Denali or Tahoe, whatever ride height. So it does come with that front skid plate here, but it's plastic. You do get the tow hooks, of course, and there is a metal skid plate right there though. So you do have additional protection under there. Of course, there's the magnetic shocks and the air ride suspension there. Plenty of underbody protection. It looks like there's not one over the fuel tank, but it does sit just above the rails. The frame rails, that is. This one is equipped with 4-wheel drive auto, and I believe that all the new versions of this vehicle are that way. So the GMC, I'm not sure on the Escalade, it's probably always in 4-wheel drive. Anyway, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive auto, 4 high, 4 low. And here is your suspension height. You can push that. You see there we're in increased, and you can go to maximum. And then it does have various drive modes, so if you don't push that button and you just turn this, you get to different drive modes, and these gauges change accordingly. And then you also do have an off-road page here, right there. This one is equipped with the surround view cameras. Once you're in drive, oh, it already is in the front view camera. There's the review camera, and of course you have the surround view on the side, which that makes it nice, and you can change your angle there depending on what you're looking for. Anyway, plenty of options there on the cameras. Trailer hitch, super zoomed, lots of different features. You can do full screen. I really like the camera setup on this. You still don't get great depth perception, but it does let you know what's in the way. If you're cresting a hill, flip the camera on, you can see up over the hill. Let's go ahead and start with the outside shots. This one, they don't have the G80 the way they used to. Well, they still have the G80, just not on these. It's some sort of electronic rear differential. All right, so we're in the increased ground height setting. There's one more above it. This wheel is off the ground. Kind of hard to see, but it's off the ground. So not a lot of articulation here. Here we are in the off-road 2 setting, or the highest suspension setting, and 4-wheel drive low. And I really expected the rear limited slip to engage much sooner, or maybe much better than this. I wonder if it's just not able to engage hard enough, and the system has to wait until the brakes start applying this to the spinning wheels before it transfers power. The other thing is that the throttle is not working as well as I'd hoped, as far as being able to keep a constant speed. And I don't know if that was part of the issue, but you can see both in forward and reverse that it does struggle there, and I have to give it a lot of throttle to make it through. This is just another attempt. You guys are basically seeing everything that I did. I didn't really have any extra practice runs, and again, this isn't obviously my normal test area, so I'm not as experienced on this hill, and really taking a lot of time trying to find the exact line. Basically the same result. For some reason, when I'm down low initially, it doesn't go forward, rev it up, and as it comes back down from the high rev, it's able to make the climb up and out of the hole. And I'm just going to make a quick adjust here to make sure that I have the front passenger wheel and the rear driver's side wheel in that crack at the same time. So now we're in the normal ride height. Sorry, this is in 4 low. The first one was the maximum. and this is now in the normal. As you can see, about the same amount of articulation, it's just a little bit lower. I was expecting maybe the wheels to stuff a little bit more than that in normal, but anyway, the traction control system's really weird on this thing too. In 4-low, you gotta rev the crap out of it before the brakes kick in, which I don't like. Here we are in 2-wheel drive in the normal ride height, and again you can see how long it takes for the LSD to kick in, and either the brake system or the LSD, I'm not sure which one is actually doing this here. And I realized if I just am able to stay constant on the throttle, let that wheel spin a little bit, eventually it will take over. The LSD will get the power where it needs to be, but it just takes so long to respond. I started to dig there, I didn't want to hit the body or the frame or anything, so I stopped. I'm not really looking to tear up this area as I don't know it as well as I do my normal test hill. That it does transfer power side to side pretty well, but you just have to rev it. You got to really get into it for it to transfer the power. I did try and climb this hill earlier. As soon as I got crossed up, you can see where my tracks end, about right here. And I did kind of bury the rear diff a little bit, but as soon as I got crossed up, it would just spin this front wheel and the rear wheel on the other side. I mean, I could climb it. If I were going straight up, it would climb it no problem, but I was trying to get some articulation out of it, and it just wasn't having it. So I don't know. I'm sure on our regular test hill, if I get one of these, I will be able to go through all that, figure out exactly what's going on. But here, I don't have a good standard hill. Just have one little hill left to climb. We're in 4-wheel drive high right now. Just have this little tiny section here, and then we'll get into a little bit of higher speed off-road for a second. Again, not my normal test hill, so it's gonna be slightly different. This one seems to be smoother. Holy cow, that scared me. I dipped. All right. Also, with the independent suspension, I would have expected a little bit better ground clearance. I don't know. It seems to be dragging the differentials more than I expected. All right, here on the dirt road, we're going 20 miles an hour. I do have my air suspension back, so it is in the normal ride height. If you're looking for a lot, this one is for sale. And of course, nice homes up here. Anyway, back up to 20 miles an hour. This thing actually rides pretty well. I would say it does better than the Denali did. But yeah, this is just eating it up. These bumps are not nearly as big as the ones on my off-road test hill, but yeah, that did pretty well. I imagine once you get into those big ones on where I normally off-road test, it would potentially bottom out the suspension on these airbag sprung or whatever air springs, because there's not a lot of travel to them. But it does have the magnetic ride control. I mean, hitting these potholes, whatever, just goes right over them, no problem. So I think if you were to have a higher speed impacts, that the shocks would do a decent job of protecting your suspension. But again, you just don't have enough travel. So I was impressed there. I was not expecting it to do that well. Thanks for watching Engine Adventures off-road review of this 2021 Chevy Tahoe Z71. The Z71 package gives you that air ride suspension, so you can raise and lower it. It does have, on the Monroney at least, says it has a mechanical limited slip rear diff. I'll look that up and make sure that I have correct information there. It also is pretty good. It's got the 4-wheel drive auto, which is great for all weather conditions. You're driving through snow. Sometimes you have patches where the road's clear and you have high traction, other spots where it's not and it's covered in snow. You want a 4-wheel drive auto there because you can just leave it on all the time and not have to worry about switching in and out of 4-wheel drive high. That's a cool feature for those who don't enjoy shifting or not paying attention as much. in and out of four-wheel drive. The other nice thing on this is the interior is great. I love the interior on this. I would take it over the Expedition. The Expedition does have the selectable rear locker or the electronic locking rear diff. I definitely think this thing needs it as an off-road option package, whatever. They should throw in a electronically locking rear diff. So overall, great vehicle. 5.3's got enough power. It tows 8,200 pounds. I don't have any qualms with it. 10-speed auto, Chevy, GMC, whatever. They've done a really good job tuning it. This one, of course, with the Z71, you get some blackout stuff and on the rims and whatever else. I think it's a beautiful vehicle. It looks really good and just has some weird things with that traction control. Like I said, I think we could figure it out. I just need a better test hill to see what it's doing, where it likes to be, and then we could have a better rundown for you. But right now, I'm just not in a great spot to be able to figure that out for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell for notifications. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Comment down below, let me know why. Have a great day.